Hi everyone, welcome to I Treasure Home Monday Night Live. And yeah, I don't have lipstick on yet. I was doing other things and running around and get my tea made and my water. There we go. Now I have some color. So there's Robin and there's Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job, Miss Carla, people in the background, and thank you for TV watchers for being here, those in the chat, and those who have watched the replay. Thank y'all so much for being here. And I did a special Monday Night Live about the topic about scammers for a reason. We're going to go into a new year, and I think people need to be aware of some of the little things that they do and everything. Hey, Robin. So, how they set traps and everything. So, I'm going to start off with I got my phone charged. With emails. Okay, so it's not emails. So we'll start off with emails. Okay, so a lot of stuff goes into your spam, and a lot of people just don't look at spam. Or you just sit there and I have Yahoo Mail and Gmail. I'll show you about Gmail also. Yeah, you can just go in and click in and delete the whole and trash all the spam and everything else. But there's little things that just pop up. Like in mine, it says payment decline. And it says EMT, your iCloud ID has been blocked. Your photos and videos will be removed. Take action. So if you do use the iCloud, I don't like it. I never have used it. But if you do use the iCloud, log into your account first before you click on anything. Log into your account and see if it's active and everything. They do that. If you have an Amazon or whatever account you have, go log into it and make sure that you able to log into it and everything, because most of the times what that is spyware, malware, a way for whoever sent that email to you to get you to click on that link. Now, on my phone, I can't do it like that. But if you're on a laptop or a desktop and everything, and you have a Yahoo account, when you pull up your email, so here's your email, and it goes and talks about reply, forward, then you have move, delete, spam, then you have 3 dots. Click on that dot, so a little box pops up, and then you can go block the person who's emailing you. You can block up to 1,000 people. Okay, so you click block, and then it will give you options to do. Now, I have a little folder. I put spammer email, especially if it's over the same person over and over again. So what I'll do is block sender, and then it says delete all emails. I'll click that box. Go ahead and block the sender, and then I'll move that to a special folder, because sometimes, even though you delete the email, you just never know. It might be evidence for something else. So then that way it's saved a little bit, and then, but if it's over and over again, you only need to do like once or twice. And I talked about this in another situation awareness about my identity being stolen. So this is how, sometimes they'll use your, it's sad to say, but, they've all come out with, they sell your phone number, and then, they sell information and everything. So that's how they get it. If you even go on like Intellus, or you pay for one of the things to do a people search, Spokeo, Spokeo is one of them. Then Tell Us. There's a whole bunch of others. They'll list of people's emails and everything. All that's public knowledge. Just to let y'all know. So to get it off, you have to pay for it to be removed. And to me, that's wrong. But that's how they get their money also. So once you realize that, okay, this is something that's going to happen, if you know the accounts that you have and the accounts that you don't have, you can be more aware when you get those emails. So like this says, iCloud payment decline, blah, blah, blah. I know it's what it is. I don't have iCloud because I don't want it. All right, then and then this one's a funny one. I'm going to show it. It talks about reverse mortgage. Well, I don't have a mortgage. We rent, so that's something I already know. And if I did have a mortgage, I wouldn't go through this thing to go to, you know, do a reverse mortgage. I'm like, how do you think I am? So sometimes I would get stuff, especially for AARP and everything. When I was 40 years old, I'm like, I'm not even eligible for anything like that yet, but it was just spam, just trying to get you to click on things. Let's see here. BMW lottery department. I'm going to tell y'all all those things are fake. All of that. And like it comes the 5 comes with BMW's drive entertainment system. So entertainment system, they said infotainment system. INFOTAINMENT. So sometimes you read and it's a lot of misspelled words. I know with AI coming around, they can kind of get away from it, but misspelled words are another key about that. FedEx, another one that they use. Your FedEx delivery notification. Well, I have a FedEx account because we do have stuff that comes through FedEx and everything, and I know it doesn't look like that. UPS is the same way. Charles Schwab. Yeah, I don't think so. So things like that. If you have accounts with them, go into and check. Amazon's one is your Prime. I don't know if I have one here. I say it. I probably do. Prime something another account. You can't log into it or whatever. I'm like, I don't have Prime, but I go and log into my Amazon anyway, and it's okay. Let's see here. USPS tracking. That's another one with the text messaging come from USPS, United States Postal Service, that the wrong address and they can't deliver your mail. If you have informed delivery, you can always check to make sure your mail is getting delivered and everything. That is the number one scam. Even the post office will tell you about the latest scams that people are using through the post office or using about the post office to get people to click on things and everything. And I'm just like, the post office has my address, so I know what's coming and what isn't coming in the mail. So a lot of things also like it's called Constant Contact has where for businesses they can sign up and they send emails. So you would just have to some things you can tell that you just unsubscribe. All right, so like this one, stuck with property you don't want. Liz buys houses. Well, I ain't trying to sell a house or anything. And if you ain't trying to sell your house, then you know that's a scam. Exit my timeshare partner. ARP membership. That's another one. I'm trying to see. Okay. Coinbase. All right. So if you do have Coinbase, that's fine. But as when it comes, I shouldn't have. But the darker one, when it's like spaced apart, and it says, and then it goes, caution: your KYC information and your Coinbase has been flagged. Well, KYC stands for Kentucky, I guess, or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's interesting because, it says one of your deposits has been flagged and reported for a violation of terms and conditions. I'm like, I don't have Coinbase, and you can always email them and say, hey, what's this going on and everything, and they'll tell you. It's most likely phishing, spam, or someone trying to hack into your email. Um, some of these things, package tracking. Your order is on the move. Track your order. Click below. So on the phone, it doesn't show, but on your computer, it will show, who it's from and everything. And if it's a long list of letters, and it says, or it may give a company, but all right. So what you can do is take that company's name and Google it and see if it's an actual company. Contact that company and say, hey, someone's using your name and emailing me this, and this, and let them know what's going on. I've done that also. And here's another one: Social Security. Your Social Security Administration monthly statement. Well, I know I can log into my Social Security. I don't need them to send me an email. And that, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Y'all just grabbing at things. Oh, that one's supposed to go to spam, but it did. I'm glad I'm looking through this. Okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, so here's one. It says, all right, I'll say bank alerts. Okay. Well, from what bank? Which bank? Um, and all it says, all right, so then it says Citibank. Well, I don't have a Citi or Citibank account at all. It says your Citibank credit card has been used as a transaction on December 23, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So what you can do, if you're really concerned about that someone is um, using your information and everything, put it in your inbox, call that bank and give them and tell them what email you got. Hey, Cynthia. Okay, sweetheart. Yes, we know. We understand that. So, and then let's see here. Okay, here's one. All right. So it comes from Estrella Owen. Okay. It says your order number, QV, blah, 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 payment has been completed. Okay. And then it goes and gives you statements and helpline and auto news for McAfee. Well, I don't have McAfee. It's been 20 years since I've had McAfee. And probably over that since I've had Norton. So, like I said, if it's accounts that you don't have, you can block those people from sending it to you. Like there goes Charles Schwab again. I'm like, and then this one is this autofin, and it just has numbers there, that's spam. Because all it will do is just give you a number, and they want you to click on that number. Well, if you click on that number, your computer can crash. They can hack into your information. And then if you have stuff saved on your computer, they've got access to all of that and everything. Let's see here. And then this one is called ServicePlus.com. Save big on fall coverage. Pay less, half price home warranty. Okay. When you start getting stuff like that, it's like, now they just like really fishing because they don't know if you have a home or if you rent or anything like that. Let's see here. There's another one. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. All right, then this one that says AACCO. No subject. This is Miss Anna Cooper from Australia. I lived in South Africa, a cancer patient married to the late Dr. Cooper, who was a very successful gold businessman. I am willing to donate a high sum of money to you for your charity works in your country. Please kindly get back to me for more details if you're interested in handling this offer. A warm welcome to you. Regards, Anna Cooper. Okay, so there's nothing else. I'm going to show y'all. Well, this is on my phone also. So there's nothing else at the bottom. Nothing there, no reply, no nothing. And it's not even sentences, the way they wrote it. So, all right, so it says, this is Anna Cooper, period, from Australia, comma, I lived in South Africa. A cancer patient. Well, they spaced down to not even make the sentence right. So those are little things that, hey, Scott, that you can pick up real quick. That's someone trying to do something. I've got to make some phone calls tomorrow. Here's a. So this is another one. BANEK Korean. Do notice right there. Okay. Administrative account internet file update pending consumer reply. And it talks about a notice being issued regarding the outstanding balance of $2,433 associated with your account. Okay. What account? It doesn't, it just gives you just jargon. And it say what kind of account or whatever. How, and then they give you these, at the end they give you a name, an attorney name or whatever, and they want you to click on that email. So you're supposed to be emailing this attorney back. You're not emailing the attorney, you're emailing a fake account. So then that means they'll have access to what to your computer, your information on your computer, on your phone. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's see here. Well, this is the same old stuff. And then sometimes the stuff you do look want in your email is put in spam. And you can sit there and go in there and click on it. It's on your laptop on your computer. You can mark not spam. So it can go into your regular box. Let's see here. Okay, and then you have like these home warranties, product specials, car protection plan, service plus specials. Just do not click on it. So here's one. It says USPS tracking. Okay. Second, that is EMT package. And when you click on it, it will look something like this. Well, that's not USPS. That's not even anything close to what they look like. And then here's one. It says alert EMT, your device security expired, and they want you to do that. Then you have a look. And then if we click on, all right, so that about my device security, it's been sent to me 4 times, and it'll be a different person each time that sent it. So that's a red flag right there. Yeah, if you see me have a little question on my face, it's like, it says, join Dr. I'm looking for that. Maybe. Because like some things I remember doing, and some things I don't. All right, customer support. Security reminder, review recent sign-in and sign-in authentications, blah, blah, blah. If you had not contacted customer support for anything that you have and everything, that's not what you're looking for. That's... So then again, it's that Coinbase. And what they're trying to do, if you do not have an account with them, it's just a scam to get you to click on stuff. Let's see. Rolex winner confirmation. That's one thing that they use also. Or fill out the survey so you can win something. And then again, your account's been blocked. Your photos and videos will be removed. Take action. Talking about your iCloud being stored. So I'm just like, I just kind of just shake my head by this time, and I'm just like, but it does get annoying. It gets really annoying after a while, and it's like, oh my goodness, come on. These people ever stop? But we called them con artists back in the day for a reason. Because they wanted to con you out of something. And then again with the USPS delivery thing. Let's see here. There was one a while back. I've got it saved, but I was just like trying to see. And then it has it like this current device. Let's see. Cyber Protect Team. And they have, the words are slanted and everything. Anything with a healthcare plan. You know what you got, what you don't have. All right, let's see here. And of course, there's they're good at talking about indecent stuff and everything. They'll send you emails about that. So those are definitely spam and scammers and everything. I had one back in the let's think. Right, so I'm gonna get out of that. Back in the summertime, I just think it was summertime. Or I kept getting this email. And so we had access to your computer. We saw what you did and gave the time of night and everything. And I was like, okay, that's funny because I was not up at that at that time. I was not up at that time. They were trying to get, scam you. Or if you don't send us money, we're gonna put all these photos on the internet. And I'm just like, I never responded. What I did was block them, and I saved it because you know if you can say stuff like that, maybe even down the line you can, FBI does have where you can send that stuff to them, and the FBI, hey Heather, and even the FBI's IC3, it's IC3 um .gov or something or other, but even theirs got not hacked, but copied, and people were sending the information thinking it was to the FBI, but it was not, and they had come out. And that was just right after Kash Patel had been finally gotten through all this stuff and everything. He became head of the FBI. So sometimes it's just a little bit of research. Call those different departments and everything and ask, what is the correct email? I've got 2 emails, I need to send y'all some information. I got these emails coming in and everything. And believe me, they're working faster than anybody has ever thought they're working. All right, so I'm going to put the light back up. All right. So tomorrow I'll go back on my computer and I'll look up some of the ones that I put in my inbox so I can call Citibank and say, hey, I don't have an account with you, but this is what I've got in my email. Can you tell me what's going on? They'll pull your name up and give them your social or whatever information they need, and they can tell you, no, we don't have an account with you. That is a spam email. Or if someone did open an account in your name and everything, you can take care of it then. So now my other emails are actually doing pretty good. They don't have as much. There's something about my Yahoo account that it just gets bombarded with stuff and everything. And so I'm just always gotta look and check about that. Now, getting into like with Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApps, Instagram is just really worse than I think than Facebook, but that kind of like, they run both of the same company, so you know, yes. So here is some. So if you have Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, maybe Twitter, I don't know how Threads work because I don't use that as much. So let's see here. Okay. If I can get to, I guess, all right. So they act really nice. You can, now I've had my Instagram on private and I have it down on public for the simple fact because of my affiliates like Missouri Star and Your Inspirations, Premiere, Leisure Arts, and Mary Maxim, I have to have it public because I gotta, and that's another goal that I'm working towards is to, try to promote that also on that platform. So, but I go in, and sometimes on here it says request, it'll have a hidden request. So you click on it and you get that choice that I like. You get that choice or say yes or no or whatever. Well, I'm going to expose this guy because he just irritated me so much because I've had it happen so much that when he sit there and starts saying something, I knew right away. I just knew anyway. All right, where'd he go? All right, so here's the picture. It says his name is Jerry. Okay, looks innocent, and everything. And as we try to, want to share the gospel and everything. And then he, right here, hi, I didn't want to scroll past without saying hello. Hope your week's treating you well. I'm like, right then and there. I'm like, okay. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So I give a benefit of the doubt. So thank you. Have a great day. He says, you're welcome. All right. So thing is they'll sit there and study this stuff, believe in yourself and take the leap. Warning, sassy content ahead. Life is a venture. Enjoy the ride. Old account was hacked. So right then and there. If your account's hacked, your friends will see you're going message your friends yourself and tell them it's been hacked or whatever. So you're not going to actually, that's what you put on there. Okay. Well, first you can see everything because I looked at this account to see about pictures and everything. Now all of a sudden it's private where it was public. So there's the thing. I'm like, okay, maybe we should start out. But that. So then when this irritates to me no end, he says, hey Nancy, how are you? With the initials, HRU. Okay, I know people talk that way and everything, but I know people who do actually spell all those words out and not use things like that. And the people I do know who use the acronyms, we know that with each other. There's somebody I don't even know wants to use. I'm like, okay, so I did. I said I'm good, but I'm busy, which is true. So then guys, I'm glad. Sounds like you've got a lot going on. Don't worry, don't take your time. I hope things slow down a bit for you. Why do you want to sit there and ask me if you see me on Instagram and I'm posting all this stuff and everything? Why are you going to say hope it slows down for you? That's not like, yeah, I that just doesn't make sense with me. That says thanks, and it says, then he kept going. I said, so finally I said, he said, hey, I said, hello, I have 5 minutes. That was December 15th. Have a wonderful day. He didn't respond. That was 1:49 till 8:58 in the evening. So that means he's on a different time zone. So they don't respond immediately or within an hour. So they're really on a really different time zone. So then he goes, good evening, thanks, good evening. Hope you had a good day at work. I always assume that you are working. They always assume you work. That's the number one thing. Hope you have a good day. Then he said the 21st, hey, I said hello. Then he goes, and this is what gets me the most because all of them do this. How are you doing? So there again, the how, and it's R-E. So they don't even put the A there. Are you doing? So they're spelling it wrong. Spelling is a big thing. We know autocorrect, but they not using autocorrect. Just wondering why you don't respond to my message. Now, I have responded. Maybe not in the time frame he wanted or this person wanted, whatever, but I have responded. I even told them I'm busy and everything. So because I have had this happen so much, I was like, okay, this is my response. So one, I'm not on here a lot. Two, I'm married and spend time with my family. And three, I don't need a relationship. That was December 22nd. I have not heard anything else. Normally they keep on and on and on and on, whether you say you're married or not. This one didn't. So it's like, good, don't keep on because I'm not going to respond to you. I don't know if I have any others on here that been saved. And then some of them are just, they'll be really nice, and then they try to get information. All right, so let's see here. Because sometimes Instagram and everything will go out and clear things out also. And it always, I don't mean to bother you. Let's see if I get, nope. But all they talk about how pretty you are, and everything. And then they start asking if you're married, this, that, and the other. And some will carry on a conversation, and then once they feel like you're hooked, then see, all this stuff has been deleted. So Instagram has gone in there and deleted stuff. And then they ask if you're married, do you have kids, do you want kids? Some of these they've already taken out themselves. Oh, let's see here. Because I haven't here lately had any from. Oh, let's see here. So that's Facebook. Somebody's. Oh, let's see here. What's that? Because they'll do the same thing. And one thing, because Instagram autocorrect doesn't always work for me all the time, I know. But if it's somebody and so we know each other, Heather. We talk to each other, all the time, just about, and Robin and Rebecca and me and Joy and Cynthia and everything. So if like Mr. and Mrs. Joe, if Carla and I started talking, we know how each other talk. So we know when autocorrect sits there and changes a word that we know we didn't put in because we're laughing about it because we already know how we talk to each other. I'm gonna see if I can find this on Facebook. All right, here's this one. This guy right here, he's on, this is Facebook. His face is all over Instagram. He's all over Facebook. He has so many different names. And I saw one of them one time. I'm like, I just saw your picture. He goes, you did? I'm like, yeah, it had this, and this name on it. And it was so funny because I just going through and talking about it. So he says he's in Dallas, Texas from Hanoi, separated, male, birthday December 16th, other name George. So he goes by George. And then, you know, he'll have all these different pictures up there and everything. And I was like, I've seen. So I'm just like, I just hit delete. Um, this other one's Bazak Humanitarian Aid. I've never heard of that. Oh, yeah. And I'm not saying that these people don't have those, but this is another one. These are other ones that sit there, and all they are is spammers trying to get your money and everything. And one of them I had talked, you know, you can tell I like from Africa or something by the way they're wording things and everything. And I was there's a sister, and they call you sister or brother, and this, that, and the other. You help the children and everything. I'm like, and I go, I give to a charity. I don't have any more. But you can get to this charity, and then it's on and on. It's Buster Charity. They think for some reason a female is soft and sensitive and everything, and then they try to word it where they make you feel guilty about things. But it's like that one guy. How come you don't talk to me? You don't respond to my emails, or you're not responding to my text messages and everything. And I had it to where that's why I started turning my phone off at night, because the messages was like crazy. And I'm like, I tell these people, leave me alone, and they wouldn't, and they would just keep on. So as I start blocking, but then when I start blocking them, they would report me to Instagram for being whatever and everything. So then Instagram would block my account, and I was have to go back in there and click the thing and said, and then go, oh, and then they apologize. It's a little thing, an apology and everything. There's nothing you've done, blah, blah, blah. I got my account back. So what I've done, I just start deleting instead. There was, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so like this one. This is just a bald eagle, a man of purpose and respective and value honesty, loyalty. All right, so I'm going to tell you how it goes. It says a man of purpose and respect dot I value, but I and value are close together. Honesty, loyalty dot and meaningful connection dot success means not. It's supposed to be nothing, but it's NOTH. Okay, so right then and there, I can understand between the spacing between I and value, but I've seen that so much. Like, why? Well, you can't be original of stuff your own self. So most of the ones that follow, I don't follow back anyway. Just for a simple fact, I just don't. I don't have time for one. Now, when my hands were like they were, it was easier for me just to click a picture of what I fixed, click a picture, post it, put in there, type what I made and everything, and then post the picture, and then we went on. Um, okay, so here's Alright, so here this guy. He's got I don't know how many names, whatever. So that's just a common name, Smith. I mean, you're gonna use Smith, especially with kids. I always want to use pictures with kids. This is the actual real person, but it's not the real person that's with the name. And so this was made October 12th, October 2nd. So I'm like, you can follow all you want to, but you ain't gonna get nothing. Um, that's just the way that's gonna be. All right. So let me see here. I'm buying something else. All right. So this one also, especially if they only have like a couple pictures and doing the pictures and everything. I'm just like, now there's some that have pictures that they've been on for a couple of years. And it's like, okay, you think, okay, we'll see. But as soon as they get to that point of making you feel guilty or they want more personal information about, if you're married, how many kids, and on, where do you live, and what kind of house you have, and everything. And it's like, that's that kind of personal questions, don't you think? Well, I'm just trying to get to know you better. Like, no, you're not. You ain't trying to get to know me. Nothing. I was like, I don't think so. So, oh, I know who that is. All right, so like this guy, he wants. He's been all over also, and that's just creepy looking. So I'm just like, I ain't gonna respond to him at all. All right, let's see here. Um, New suggestion. And then they also use this a lot. Say, God, please don't give the devil the opportunity to tempt me because I'm not as 100% faithful as Job. And they got this, I didn't notice this till this now. Um, oh, I forgot the name of the movie. But it's one of those this horror movies, and the guy's got the nails, whatever, all over his head or whatever. So yeah, I'm blocking that because I don't want to see that. Um, so it's stuff like that. Don't use, especially if you post about your faith and everything. They'll use that to sit there and like, oh yeah, I do, blah, blah, the same thing. I pray. Well, who do you pray to? You know, so even though we're called to take the word and share the gospel and everything, remember there's wolves in sheep's clothing. Let's see here. Okay, here's another one. Integrity first, growth always, and move with wisdom and purpose. That's so fake. I've had this guy pop up. I don't know how many times with so many different names. Like, so I really don't respond anymore. To them. Let's see here. What else? Leave follow suggestions. Okay, so that's there. And like I said, some people are, all right, and then, all right, so like this, it says Jeremiah dash fat. It says, always put your hope in God. INEGOD. Why are you spelling NINE? There's no E in N, but that's what they think it's supposed to be spelled like. And then here's a Bible verse, Isaiah 12:6. And then there's a GoFundMe link. Well, that's a big no-no. Don't click on that because then that'd be hacking into your phone. Now, if you're curious, you can always go to GoFundMe, and they have a search place where you can put those numbers in to search and see if it's an actual GoFundMe page and everything. But don't click on links like that. That's just when someone says, "Oh, my phone got hacked," or "What did you click on? Did you click on a link that someone sent you, or that knowing the person, or an email that you know that maybe it looked kind of weird or whatever, and you clicked on it anyway? Well, you just gave access to everybody. Well, whoever was on the other side. So it's kind of like they say hacked is such a different word than it's more phishing or spamming and scamming when it comes to like that. The hacker works for the government. I didn't say that. But they did that in Criminal Minds. She was a hacker and they caught her, and instead of going to jail, she worked for the team. So that's just my theory. Let's see here. Now I didn't have my picture on Instagram for a while until I put on. That was like a couple of months, but ones like this that have no picture and just like the cross the sign and everything, but then they have uh, okay, like the Asian temples. That's what I'm thinking over in Asia. No, I can't blow this up because it just won't let it do. Um, just every once in a while, go in through your stuff and feed and look and just delete stuff. Um, Now, people do take other people's, this is what they'll do. So, let me get out of that. And I had a lady do that to me. She didn't take my picture, but she took my name and pictures I had posted on my Instagram and was using as for her as trying to say she was me. And I was just talking back and forth with her, and I was like, "Oh, thank you for sharing my pictures." She goes, "Those are my pictures." I said, "No, they're my pictures, and I can prove it. But thank you so much, sharing my pictures out, and promoting my page for me and everything." And this went on for a couple of months, and I was like, so I actually took the photo that I had that she had on there, and it had the date that I had posted this picture on there, and it was the one that says thank, and the acronym of thank. And I'm like, oh no, see, this is when I posted this on my Instagram, and if you don't take yours down, I'm reporting you. And she took it down, and so I think right before then she was doing something else, messaging people or something. So then I also she took it down, but I also reported her. Um, so what they do, all right, I go to somebody's page that knows me. They will be so mad. Hey Cynthia, here's an example. All right, so here's a picture. All right. All right. There's a picture of Cynthia when she was when she was traveling back in May. Her and Susan. All right. So you know what? I could take a screenshot, go into my photos, pull that photo up, go to that photo. I'm going to edit that photo to where all that stuff, all the other stuff is taken out, and all you see is the two ladies. So I'm going to hit save. So I saved it just like that. Now I could take that photo, go put it on Instagram, and take her name off or add it a different way. Let's see here. Can I edit that name out? Yeah. All right. So right there, there's Cynthia's name. I can pull this down, save it, and now I can use that picture and put it as whatever name I want to put it as. So, hey Gladys, how you doing? Gladys and Paul and Janice. So that's what they do, to sit there and make fake accounts on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and whatever, WhatsApps and everything else. So I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to delete it. So that's how they do that. Now a lot of are these, all right, so generals. So a lot of the Army, Navy, and the military is always, a lot of them do the military. So especially if it's like a general or whatever, I'm like, this guy is so busy and everything. And I'm like, why would he want to be talking to me anyway? I mean, they're not going to be talking to a little penny on me anyway. So that's a red flag. Especially they use people from the military, people with kids and everything, a single father to play on people's sympathy and everything. Let's see here. And then they'll use guys that are single. If you're, are you single? That's why they ask if you're single or married. How old are you? Or, oh, you're not that old. They play up to that and everything. Let's see. And then, if they got a good report and they think they've got you understanding, who they are, this, that, and the other. And, I had one, I'm looking for, my kids need a mom. And I'm like, I ain't trying to be somebody else's mom. And they don't care if you're a grandma, if you're young, whatever. And that's what they try to play on your sympathy, and you feel sorry for them. They're in the war zone. And I'm like, if you're in a war zone, how are you texting? How are you messaging? Oh, when we get a break, we can message people this, and all kinds of stupid stuff. Now I have found the original people that they took the pictures from, and let them know. And they like, we know, people have told us so many stories about scammers using our photos and everything. And there was, I don't know if I don't get much from them anymore. Let's see here. Oh, that'd be interesting. The channel, the scammer payback. Oh my goodness. So this guy says scammer payback. The official scammer payback account. Please do not DM me for personal scam help. Click on the link below to join the SB community. So But then he gives a link to where you're supposed to go. I wouldn't click on it. I would just go type it in somewhere. But um, so you can look on there and see. It was one thing. I cannot remember the name of it without going back and looking. But they even have it on TV. It was a TV one. So I'll try to go back and find it. But they had interviewed of people that, had been, their photos and everything had been taken and used to scam people. And this one guy said the girl really thought I had asked her to marry me and everything. And I kept telling her I didn't. Oh, let's see here. That is not coming up. No. All right. I have to find it a different way. Now, also be aware that because this is so big and everything. All right, let's see here. Okay, I got his name. That um some people are just actually evil enough, or um say evil enough, but I guess I don't know, think that because all this is out there, it'll be the actual person scamming people. So this guy was, right. So this guy right here, the top guy is the guy. All those other ones are fake accounts that they've captured, took his picture and made fake accounts. He was actually on CBS or something other like that. Um, I can't remember what television program it was. It was him and a girl that was on, I think it was either ABC or Dateline or something other like that. And they were talking to him about all that. So yeah, as and that was like 5 years ago, all over in the news and everything else. How, but I showed you how they do it. They take a screenshot of the person's photo and then you edit it and everything, and you can put a or name it, whether you have your account private or not. So, that's just like con artists they used to do back in the day with fake IDs and everything. Um, and now there's just kind of like, I guess the internet's easier. There's ways. Just always be aware. That's like what I said, identity theft. Check your accounts um, once a week, twice a week. Sometimes, some people in their accounts 2 or 3 times a week. You can check on it. I would get Amazon. Let's see if I've got that email because I thought it was funny. DocuSign is another email thing. Well, if you don't use that, that's a telltale sign that um, it's a spam, it's a scammer. Um, Let me brighten this back up again. I love us antivirus, Sam's Club. Well, I don't have a Sam's Club membership. Let's see here. Oh, okay. And then especially if they have it, they got your email, but they have a different name. It says Miss Sylvia. I looked at them like, okay, I don't think you know who you're talking to. So don't click on anything. That's a way just to, if you want to say hack, that's phishing, putting something on your I don't know why that's there. Um, trying so that they can look into your computer, get your information. Let's see here. All right, so while that's loading and everything. So another thing, especially have the alerts on your bank account. Um, whether don't like all the emails or the notifications, that is a great safety feature. So unless you've done $1 or less on your account, if you get a notification that $1 has come out of your account, that is a telltale sign that someone has somewhere along the line gotten your information. Call your bank, put them on alert. I didn't do this. Being it's kind of like almost ahead of the game. Being aware of how these people work. That's like all right. So back 70s, 80s, and everything. Think of the door-to-door salesman, and everything. They buy stocks or bonds or whatever, and insurance was a big one also. And they're supposed to be paying your premium, and then all of a sudden you get a notice of cancellation. And it was like, well, my insurance agent was supposed to be paying all this, the checks were cashed and everything, and then come to find out he embezzled all the money. So they're doing the same way now, it's just a different way. Let's see here. Your car insurance. Your car insurance. Oh my goodness. Um, Suzanne, thank you for your order. Like, okay. Um, anytime you get anything that's from your bank or a bank or whatever, call it and find out what's going on. I had one, Janny. Thank you for your order. Jany. I was like, and then Aaron Bryant, Larry Robinson. I'm just like, this name is just out of the blue. Um, I'm trying to find one. One says Pi, P-I, day, D-A-I. So it's stuff like that. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Tired and sign off. Just letting the block. Oh, thank you so much. You have a good night, Carla. So, let's see. I'm trying to get this one to finish loading. So, especially if it's not your name or if it's a weird name, sometimes I use two first names or two last names. And it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Now, we all know people whose names are different and everything, but it's just those things. If it feels weird, if it sounds weird, they're saying if it acts like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it's a duck. That's the same way. And then, or they, so one was says EMT forever. Well, they didn't spell it the way I have it. So I'm like Easton King. That was weird. Let's see here. That's a Kimberly Cyphers. That was supposed to be from Kimberly Cyphers. So sometimes you can Google and see these names and everything. And it's like I said, it would be people who are actually whatever they do, but they've just taken their names and the attorney offices, they do that a lot. And you can call, do you have this, this, and this? Or they send you an email of a debt that you had 20, 30 years ago that's not even on your credit anymore or anything. So how they find it, I do not know. And but they make it look like it's current and everything. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. So it's just a scam to get money. All these things in your email now, yeah, I've saved them under Gemini because it's a way to save it. And if the FBI ever needed any information, here you go. They can trace all that. When after Cash Patel got into position, I think it was in a month or 2 months, whatever, a spammer or scammer they were looking for, they found him in Florida. And I think he's in jail, or they shipped him out or something or another. But the one that they were looking for, the former people in office had that information for 4 years, did nothing. As soon as Cash Patel got in there, they went in there and got him. That was like, cool. All right, hold on. No? Are they coming down? No. So Home Depot has $100 deposit to your account. Yeah, okay. That's no. And all right, so and then it says, all right, so here we go. The weirdest. All right, so I have to go back this way. So this one about your iCloud subscription is expired is from TQIMBIMAQD then that was all capitals, then small letters. QTJ3HN4A9. I'm like, really? Who makes an email like that? Nobody but a spammer or a scammer. Let's see here. Then talking about SSN, Venmo. I don't have Venmo, but they spelled it wrong. VIMEO. Let's see if I can find the one. Bandoler. All right. So if you get emails like, "Welcome to Bandoler, your exclusive 10% code is waiting," and I'm like, I didn't sign up for you. So if you get something like that, don't click on anything. Pull up another tab. Search the company and see if it's a legitimate company. If it's a legitimate company, they will have ways you can contact them. You can call them. Something they have a phone number, and some will have emails. Some will have one or the other, and you can email them. Say, hey, I got this email. Blah 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 blah. I've never signed up for your company. I don't know what's going on. Can you help me with this information? And they'll well. So the guy says, thank you for reaching out. So thank you for reaching out. Agent responded to you shortly. They looked and researched and they said there was, but because somebody had used their name to make a fake account or tried to make a fake account with my email and everything, they went ahead and blocked that email. But I have had that happen too. Someone used my email, made a fake account for lamps. Was it lamps? No, a mattress. And actually ordered that mattress and had it sent to an old address in Virginia. And I called the company. I kept telling them, because I kept emailing them, don't send it. That's not me. So I finally called them and they're like, you didn't? I was like, I did email. So the guy looked up and he goes, oh, you did email? Because I was like, yes, I did, several different times and everything. And I said, that's not on me. Y'all shipped that mattress out to an address I haven't lived at in 15 years. So whether the person sends it back or not, that's on y'all to go find your product, not me. And he was like, yeah. So he put that on the notes. I never heard anything else. But, look in your, spam block, spam, to see if that will happen. PayPal. I do have PayPal. I don't have PayPal through my Yahoo. So I know that's a spam. Prime Amazon. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see here what it says. So I'm just like, your Prime Amazon. Yeah, it goes, update your payment method due to Prime. Hello. EMT forever at yahoo.com. Your Prime membership is renewing on July 30th, 2025. Wednesday, July. However, we notice that your default payment method for membership is no longer valid. So that's a trick. If you have Prime, to sit there and click on that link, which will give them access to everything on your computer and everything. They can do whatever. So if you have Prime, like, oh, I got this. Well, let me go log into my Amazon and see if I can get into it. Well, I can get into it, which means that's a spam, that's a scam, and everything. So I'm just like, that's sometimes the funniest ones. And then Kaiser Permanent, Kaiser. Permanent, Permanente. So that's like, I can try to say the name, but I can't say it. I'm like, really? Congratulations, you want a Medicare kit. Yeah, those are fake also. That's just something else to get you to click on so they can have access to your phone, your email, all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, this is 2026, with AI coming out and everything, and it's been out and everything. I wanted to do, because I was going to do, that'd be ready to start off the year, but I was like, well, no, let me do this one Monday night. That way, give everybody, a heads up of things. There's a possibility, things happen. Like I said, with identity theft, had your stuff, what accounts you have, log into them. They said change your passwords every 6 months. Sometimes do it every 3 months. Do it once a month or whatever, but go in there and check and make sure everything's okay. Like I said, with your bank alerts. Now, That was one thing that I was talking about, the identity theft um, series I did. But someone had called and left a voicemail and said that they had purchased earbuds that were $919, and it was from my email. It was on Walmart, supposed to be on Walmart, and they didn't say they used my bank card. They just used my email. And my son goes, well, that's one that's not Walmart's customer service number, because the number they gave, and customer service, the recording is not female. So I was like, okay, so we're getting writing the numbers down and everything else and all. So I right then and there say, go into your bank account and make sure and turn the alerts on and everything. So while we're doing that, I go into my profile to make sure the phone numbers I have are the correct phone numbers. Well, we found a phone number that don't belong there. How did that phone number get into my on my bank account? That's a good question. So I, went ahead and took that off and everything. It was a 308 number, because this phone number is a 380, I think. That's my spare phone. So that number is, yeah, that's a 380 number, and the number that was there was a 308. Well, 308 area code, I think that's California. Oh no, Nebraska. Western Nebraska, including cities like Kearney, Scottsbluff, and North Platte. I'm like, I know we probably may know some people in Nebraska, but there was one channel that I followed and they didn't have my phone number or anything like that. And so we took that off, and then I set the alerts. So on my bank account, the alerts are set for a certain amount. Over a certain amount, I'll get an alert. And if it gets a low balance to a certain amount, I get text messages and everything. Now, um, for that simple fact, if something goes on, you can call your bank and they can try, if it can't be stopped in the middle of the transaction or something or another, then they already know what's going on. So it's like, why, how in the world did that phone number, in the first place get on into my account? I have a few theories about that. And, without saying everybody at a bank is deceitful, um, which is probably not true, but I'm quite sure there are some there that work that know how to do things. I had a U.S. bank, U.S. bank in Missouri, and I went in there and put a check in and put my check and the money was there to cover it and everything, and then the check bounced, and I'm in there. I'm like, why did this bounce? And it was the same teller that I had saw a few days before or whatever, and put my money in the account and everything, and she's just pulling up, well, your money's not there. I'm like, it should be there. You were the one to sit there, put it in there. And I called out right then and there in front of everybody. I'm like, you're the one to sit there, and when I brought my check in deposit, you're the one that put the deposit in my money in my account. And I had the little piece of paper right there. So the manager comes over because he heard me. I was loud. And he goes, what's going on? And I explained to him. So we went into his office and I explained to him what's going on. I said, so why is my money not there? He goes, that's a good question. Because she was trying to tell me it was my fault. I said, it's not my fault because I put the money there. Here's my receipt, because I always get a receipt. Always, that was something my mom taught me. Always, always, always get a receipt. Whether it's an email receipt, it's a paper receipt. We used to get handwritten receipts. Get a receipt. And they he took the overdraft charge and everything off and everything else. Well, by that time, I was so mad. I went ahead and changed banks, but I did go back in there. I think one more time for something else, and the girl was gone. And I asked her on the other test, I was so and so. She ain't working today. She goes, no, she no longer works here. I thought I didn't say anything. I just thought to myself, yeah, exactly, because she got caught stealing people's money from their accounts, and she had been doing it for a while. So people would have to pay overdraft fees, and then it just kept going. And so I was just like, and then when you live on a monthly income and you have nothing else, you track your money like a hawk. And everybody should track your money like a hawk. You know, we did a long time ago that process shouldn't change. Whether we use debit cards or whatever we use, keep your eye on your bank account, whatever accounts you use. My hands, I need to put some my rub on my hands because I haven't. I think I did it once today, but it does, and it's like, and then it makes you feel like you're paranoid. When the scammer talks to you, just the way they word things. Well, I'm like, I've called them out and said, another one they like to use is the people on the oil rigs out in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, but how are you talking if there's no signal out there? Well, or my wife left me. Can you help me out? I'm like, sorry, I can't help you out. Um, well, you say you're a Christian, or I looked at your profile and you look like you can help people. Like that one. Why aren't you talking to me? Are you mad at me? Did I say something wrong? And I'm like, oh my gosh, would you just give it a rest? And by that time, I'm like, click. Like, all right, Robin, you have a good night. So, it's like just stuff like that. Like there are a lot of people who have like their Instagram and Facebook accounts public, and like I do now because I have to because of my affiliates. But if it gets too annoying and everything now, because that's what they try to do. They want to wear you down, so you feel sorry for them and whatever. I was in the bath listening. Oh, funny. Oh, that's fun. Um, and make you feel bad that you didn't talk to them or feel guilty and everything. But so, like I said, since I've had experience with that, I know that jargon he was using. Why don't you respond to me? Well, I don't know you. Two, you're not my husband or any family member or a friend. And three, um, you don't control me. You don't sit there and demand me to talk to you when I don't even know who you are in the first place. They say they're very demanding. So that's another sign that it's a scammer. Very demanding about, you know, you didn't talk to me you know, but then they got the smooth talkers and everything in there. And then once they've got you talking on Instagram or WhatsApp and everything, they want to go to private chat. It'd be like, I guess, what is it? Because it used to be, and it's Meet now, but It was, oh my goodness gracious. I already got my package from Kingstone Comics. I don't know what the world. Okay, so Hangout is what it was called on Google and everything. So then they want you to go to, oh, I can't talk on Instagram chat because it's not private enough. Can we go to blah 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 to talk? I don't think they use Discord, but it'd be like Hangout or WhatsApp or something else. Not what's that one? Oh my goodness, Telegram. You know, so that it'd be, yeah, cash is great. I was like, for that so many comments. So and stuff like that. They want to go to a private chat and everything because Instagram isn't private enough or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't have any of those apps. Well, can't you download that app and everything? No, I cannot download that app. And when you start saying no to them, oh, they really get mad, and then they start making you feel like well, you're just paranoid, or you know, um, you don't trust me, and stuff like that. And it's like, um, you know, I've been through a divorce with someone who used those exact same words. So yeah, no, I don't trust you. So I'm like, and it's like, really? Do you think people's, I would say, hey, Vita? I was like, they would think people are that stupid that they don't realize that, you're talking to a scammer or something or another. Yeah, nope. And I was like, and but they try to, the scammers and all, really uh, like look at to see if someone's single or an older lady and everything, or someone who's lonely is what they prey on and everything. So that's what I always say. Um, I would tell myself, "Are you married?" I'm like, "I'm happily married." Well, where's your husband? Why don't you have a picture of him? Can I see a picture of him? I said, "That's ain't none of your business." I was like, "No, I don't think so." So I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So those are some of the things I want everybody to be aware of as they're going into 26 about scammers, what do you call them? Scammers, spammers. Trolls are bad on, anywhere. You call them trolls, YouTube, and everything. You know, they'll try different things for your email, try to get access to your computer. Like I said, just don't click on anything. If you get something, welcome to such and such, be like a clothing store, it was a lamp store, it was a mattress or whatever, and you haven't done that, don't click on anything. Just Google in another tab and call that company or email that company. Usually they say within 24 hours. Sometimes the best thing is just to call and say, hey, can you look this up and see if my name and email has been used to open an account? If it hasn't, you tell them you want that flagged because someone's trying to do it. I got this email. Now, sometimes they will ask you if you can screenshot it and send it to them in email so they can take care of it on their end. Now, a lot of companies are really good with that. Um, let's see, was that, and then someone talked about on the identity theft one about someone trying using my social security to try a job in Ohio and doing all kinds of things. I'm like, no, I don't think I can do an engineering job. You gotta go to 4 years of college plus 2 years of something else and something else for engineering. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. It's like, so, but that finally got all straight and everything. So I'm just like, okay. So, next year's coming around, I'll sit there and wait again to see if somebody tries to file taxes or not. And, you know, in the March or so, or April, not April, I'll probably, if I don't hear anything, I'll call again. Because the girl last year when I called Ohio, she goes, oh my goodness. She goes, all right, she goes, wait a minute, give me the story again. So I told her and everything. She goes, oh my goodness. She goes, and they let that go on for 4 years? I said, yeah. She goes, we have to tell the bank if we use the card out of state. Exactly. Put those safety things there. Put them in there, and because that's a good way to um, making sure that someone's not using your card somewhere else. And because the girl goes, they let this go on for how long? And I told her, she goes, they don't ever let that go on that long. She goes, it's very interesting about and she said it, I didn't, because I was thinking it. She goes, we had a new election and new people in the office, and this stopped. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, because with the chip now that's on your card, um, when that first came out, and my son used one at a Shell station, used it at a Shell station to get gas. Within hours, someone had hacked. We know it was a person that worked there had got the number and was using it to buy stuff in Texas, and it was in California and everything. So it's like, oh, he was so mad. I was like, he was so mad. So yeah, and he had to call the bank, and we went, took him to one of the branches and everything. And so they had put a hold on all that. They put the money back into his account, but that was like $100 here and $60 there and everything. He goes, this happened right after I got gas at the Shell station. How can I be in Texas and Ohio at the same time? He goes, it's impossible. Even if I was on the airplane, it still was not within an hour. So and then I was like, when they put that chip into your debit card and credit card, now it hadn't happened for a long time until about a couple months ago. So they had ordered something online. I think it was. Yeah. So I just so they got that fixed. He had to get a new card and everything. So call me a conspiracy. I can't even say it. Theory. Yeah, one of those people. Conspiracy theorist, or whatever. Um, I kind of know, not as much as I did back then, but when I did investigations and everything, there are things that go on behind and stuff and in the companies that people don't think of, you know. Holy smoke, about to jump out of my skin. I hurt pigs. Oh no. I hope nothing going after the pigs. I mean, do you have pigs? Oh, it was me trying to say conspiracy theories. The neighbor's pig scared me to death. Oh no. I hope ain't nothing going after the pigs. Because it's in the dark by now. We had some pigs years back. Oh, okay, cool. Ain't nothing like that homegrown bacon. Oh, goodness. Let's see, that's why I would like to also try to save up and find a local farmer that raises their own cows and everything, butchers them and everything to just and stock up the freezer and everything. I think that would be good. Um, but yeah, because that happened to him. And I was like, a week or so later, I used mine somewhere. It wasn't at a craft store. I forgot what it was. And then the same thing happened to me. And oh boy, I went into a panic too. But I called the bank and everything. They were like, I'm like, excuse me. I was like, how can I be in Ohio? And this was like Nebraska or Nevada or something other. I mean, and they're in the same at the same time. There's no way. That one thing we're talking about Wednesday is how to find some resources to find better options. Okay, I have to go back and look. Let's see. Okay, Wednesday was so that's why I put the dates in the description and everything, so I know what date it was because when you go look, it says 2 days ago, 3 days. What how many days ago? So this would be almost so 1, 2, 3. So Christmas Eve. Is that what you're talking about? Christmas Eve night? Oh, for food. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Find other sources for food and everything. Now this past summer I didn't get to the farm. I get to a farmer's market or anything, just because of schedules and everything. So trying to grow my own food, but that yellow pear tomato boy, I said that plant sure just produced a lot. And then the banana pepper. So, and I didn't get all the root of that yellow pear tomato out. So who knows? That may just in the springtime just be grow back itself. It's like, oh my goodness. Um, but try to work on growing your own food and everything and all that. So, and when it comes to, like I say, your bank account, or whether you have a bank account or if you have a, oh my goodness gracious, I see the name. Just one of those nights, I guess. Credit union. That's what I was thinking of. The same thing, you know, keep an eye on, like, have those alerts going. Um, check your spam mail for things that look weird. Like I said, it keeps getting this thing for DocuSign. I don't use DocuSign for anything because I don't need to. So that's the spam. So you get stuff from PayPal that that you don't use on an email, whatever. That's spam. It's a scammer trying to get information. Um, like the one I was talking about, Amazon Prime. I don't have Amazon Prime. So I know, and if I do, if you see that email, go to your Amazon account, log into it, and see if everything's okay. Because that's just like a say troll, scammer, or whatever. Want you to click on that, which gives them the phishing, as you can say, is hacking into your system or whatever. Because all that is malware and everything. Then they have access to anything. So then if they have access to your computer, then they have access to all the information you have in your computer. Whether that's why I clear my history out once a week or every other day. One, it helps my computer run faster, but I just clear it out because, I've had people hack my Facebook. Oh, that's another one I can tell you all about. Let's see here. Facebook. And then it gives a number and it says, it is, says, let me get to the, it's kind of like just like, no, there's no email. I guess there is. So now it's got to load up again. It says no email. You may have to swipe down, swipe down. You have to swipe up for to make it load. Oh, goodness. So let me go down a little bit. That's like this Instagram. You actually need it to your treasure home. Take action or lose access to your account because it was suspended. So because activity on your account. So I would go in there and I'm like, why? And then look, oh, we're sorry. Oh, so the next one would be, you're back on Instagram. We're sorry. There was nothing there that it says, thanks for taking the time to request a review. Reviewed your account, found that the activity, it does follow our community guidelines on spam. So you can use, so it's when a spammer, when you report them or you block them, they'll sit there and try to say something about your account, whatever. And that's because I've done it so much. So they get mad. All right, so then Facebook, you'll sit there and get they'll have a number there as your password reset code, and it's like, say hi, Nancy. We got your request to change your password. Enter this code on Facebook. And if someone asks for this code, don't share the code with anyone, especially if they tell you they work for Facebook or Meet. They may be trying to hack your account. Didn't request us. If you got this email but aren't trying to reset your password, let us know. You don't need to take any further steps as long as you don't share this code with anyone. So if you like to make your account more secure, visit Security Checkup. So now on that, you really do have to click on Facebook because that would be that. I have it set up for a two-step authentication. So that I click on that Facebook and it goes, thank you for letting us know, and blah blah, and the next steps to take and everything. So yeah. So that's like, no, you can't hack into that. I've had people try. Now this was years ago. They were trying to hack into my Yahoo email and everything, and it'd be like North Korea. And it said China, and then be, was it in that Indonesia? Some other little small countries. I'm just like, really? Um, so you would have to sit there and then click on Yahoo thing and everything to report it to them. That stopped after a while, but like I said, my Yahoo account is basically um, like for different Bible stuff. Um, see here, like Hobby Lobby and Michael's stuff. So I really don't use that for business or anything. So if there's the junk stuff that gets in there, I'm just like, okay. But like when it comes to like um, the Amazon, or if it's about a bank or something, I'll put it in a different folder. I got it called Gemini. So I'll put it in that folder so that later on I can go back, look at it, call that. All right, so that city, bank, or whatever, I can call them and say, look, I got this email. Is it really from y'all? I don't have, and they can look it up and see. And then they can put it in the notes that, they've got a way they can flag it and everything. And like, this person doesn't have an account here if, people try to do something or whatever. So, yeah, that's been, that's like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I thought when my Anastasia's dad, I thought it was when he was little, after going through my divorce and everything, that was my ex and his mother trying to claim them on their taxes and everything. But apparently it had been going on for a long time. Someone doing that. I'm like, and I don't, I don't know who it is. And I was like, because there was several different times before they turned 18, whatever. I had to prove that they lived with me for the whole year. I'm like, well, where in the world else would they live? So we had a guy at our church who did taxes. He actually worked for the IRS and everything. And I was telling him this stuff. He goes, man, something don't sound right with that. I'm like, I know. He goes, you don't have to prove. He goes, you have sole custody. I'm like, yeah. He goes, they don't even come visit. I'm like, no. And they, the kids don't want to see him anyway. And I'm like, I've been, all right, so 98, left to 97. So 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. So I'm quite sure it was taxes of 98. And then 2004, 2005. And I'm like, so, I was like, that, we lived in South Carolina, and it may have happened once in South Carolina, but, he's looking at me, he goes, something's not right. I'm like, exactly. He goes, and you've been filing since 97, 98 year, 98 plus 97. And he goes, and all you had to do was sit there and either call them or, hey, Brian, how you doing? It's so cool to see you. How much snow do y'all have? Send some to Ohio, please. So, he goes, and all you've had to do was call or, did they ask for paperwork or anything? I'm like, hey, ask for no paperwork. All I did was call and say, yeah, they've been living with me the whole year. He goes, some don't sound, I know it don't sound right, but I don't know what else to tell you. That's what happened. And that's, the last, from 2020 to 2024, it was the same thing. And this year I was waiting and I didn't get no paperwork. So I called Ohio IRS and I'm like, okay, I got something weird to ask y'all. She goes, yeah. I'm like, so I explained what happened for the last 4 years. And I said, I just want to make sure because I didn't get any paperwork this year. Did anybody try to file taxes in my name? And I said, I have an idea of, maybe a company and I have a name or whatever. So she looked it up, my social there. She goes, no. She goes, nothing. I say, she goes, if there's nothing following here, they ain't gonna follow federal. I'm like, okay. So she goes, that is the most oddest thing. I said, yeah, exactly. So she was the one saying, no, new election, new people in the office, and it stops. I said, you said it, not me. But I was thinking that same thing. How the the fraud and deceit and everything that stopped. I'm like, one lady told me this was like 2022, 23. So it might have been 23 for when you file for 22. And she goes, your saving grace is that you're disabled and you haven't, you really haven't gone out and worked, for income and everything since 2009. I say, yeah, I know. She goes, that was your saving grace because of that. She goes, but other than that, because if it hadn't been for that, there's been a big, big mess. I said, yeah. She goes, but they had the information, but they couldn't tell me who was doing, anything, and couldn't tell me what kind of tax return they were getting or whatever. But when Social Security sent me all that information back in the summertime, and that was only on that one 2023. So that had been for 2024 because that was last year. So then like I said, the Lord just always, for somehow, some reason, the information just falls right into my lap. And I'm like, 'cause sometimes you just have to give it to the Lord. You do the best you can, get it fixed the best way you can, and everything. And then, like I said, sometimes the information will just fall right in your lap because He says, um, you behold, you will see the reward of the wicked. So I think we're actually seeing that too. So sometimes, Lord just shows you things years later or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so now I understand what was going on, and I even let's see, FBI has the IC3, and then that's another one. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna put it under. Let's see. I don't know if it'd be bank or not, because it's been a while. There's All right, let me do it this way. Government agencies to report. Okay, I get the Internet Crime Complaint Center. That's ic3.gov. Um, the FBI. This is CISA.gov. Department of Justice. Let's see here. Report. Let's see. Federal Trade Commission. I think that's the one that yeah, it's a Federal Trade Commission. Let's see, there was another one. Let's see. And they always tell you you can report it to your local police. They've got so much going on. They don't have time. And some of our local police I don't trust at all. Like I said, that's my theory, so I ain't saying nothing else. Seattle Port. Let's see, the FTC, that's the Federal Trade Commission. Let's see. IdentityTheft.gov is I think I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's IdentityTheft.gov. So and you just go in there and you make an account and you can as many times as stuff happens and you keep adding or until now I think they stop emailing me or for updates or whatever right before the election. And because one was a weightlifting company, one was muscle building products and vitamins and stuff like that had made an account with my email and everything. Alrighty, Heather, you have a good night and everything. So, I had to call them and stop stuff and everything. And it's like, oh my goodness. And people, when they get mad at you, they'll do things too. My ex-mother-in-law, she used to do that. She goes, like the back in magazines in the store and the little paper form you fill out if you wanted to get a subscription and everything. She'd be mad at somebody. She'd go in there and get all them, fill them out and have all these magazines sent to their homes. They would have to call and cancel it and tell them they didn't fill that out. Just like, so, so this has been going on for years. It's just, like I said, with technology and everything, and AI is just a different form of it and all. So, like, yay, it's snowing. I'll show y'all. It's been snowing all day, just off and on all day long. We got all those squall lines coming down. So I'm like, yay, it's snowing. Now if it just accumulate, that'd be even better. So I would love to have some accumulation. Whether I don't go out in it, that's okay. But, I don't like to see it pile up anymore. 23 feels like 10 degrees. And then over by that. Same thing at the big outport. At 23 feels like 10 with the low. 18 degrees tonight. And gotta make sure I let the faucet drip some so it doesn't freeze or anything like that. It's like, oh my goodness. I made my cucumber and blueberry and lemon water. So there are the cucumbers. And then the blueberries are down at the bottom. So I shake it up. Just sit there and have something to drink and everything. But I was just like, so yeah, that's what the subject was tonight about scams. Try to sit there and get y'all prepared for 2026. And I know it can be. It's just sometimes it's just overwhelming with all that and everything. So I just get to the point where, like on Instagram or whatever, they want a message, I just hit delete. I don't even respond. That one I did respond for the main purpose because this was a subject I wanted to talk about. And since I kind of figured he was a scammer, and everything, I was going to try to play along just a little bit more. But when he goes, "Why aren't you answering my my messages?" I was like, that was it. He was done. Like, I think he's not going to give me a headache over this. But, I'm like, so sometimes um, the actual person, because of stuff going on like that, will do his own scamming and spamming and everything. So just be aware of that also. Um, so yeah, other than that, if something else comes up, I'll go over this subject again. And my finger, I don't know, it's acting up. So that's about it. I'll go about 10 more minutes and everything. So tomorrow night, we'll open this up. I got this for Christmas. It's a Lego ball. It has the flowers on it. I will open this up tomorrow night and we'll put it together on the live and everything. Oh, and I was going to do it tonight, but I forgot. So tomorrow night, because I have a video coming out tomorrow, we got the mystery boxes from Vat 19, and one of the drinks is this Stang Sour, supposed to be the most sour soda in the world. I did a video, so that'll come out tomorrow before the live, but I have some left over, so I will drink the rest of it on the live. The cotton candy's all gone already, but I will drink the rest of it on the live tomorrow night and everything. And yeah, I'll put that in the description and the title. So yeah, they've got some cool stuff over there. Anastasia got some really nice stuff and everything for Christmas. And I said I was gonna try to show pictures of some of it. Let's see here. So those are, like I said, all the bracelets I was wrapping up Christmas Eve. Just so um, Christmas Eve night, they have the words like brave and beautiful. Um, Encouraging words and everything. Then it's a pink axolotl bracelet, and then the other ones are the beads with the crosses in them. And she picked those out. So she knew some of the stuff she knew she was getting, um, like the bracelets on. I got that from Temu. So she picked that out. Let me see if I can find something else. I thought I took a picture of it. I just go this way. I find it easier, faster. Okay, so here. Oh, she doesn't realize this. I didn't know either. All right. So the bracelets that I showed y'all, that they have the different words, they glow in the dark, and they say fearless, believe, courage, bestie, dream, brave, smile, lucky, baby, hope, love, and joy. And then these ones are like the adjustables: pink, purple, blue, and green. She got every single one. Like, they didn't want too much. And see, this is the axolotl, a cute little axolotl coloring book. And she got a unicorn necklace. And those are the quasses. There's basics with the quasses. And then she got this one about the axolotl. And it says, axolotl is a magical animal that has strong vitality. When you wear this bracelet, always remember the axolotl can heal and regenerate from injuries and always has a smile on its face. It symbolizes bravery, growth, strength, and optimism. I hope you will always be, what the word is gone, and be happy forever. So, it is an actual water animal. And they're different ones like that and everything. And she had just fell in love with that. And they can regenerate and grow back as a type of salamander. Okay, it says a unique aquatic salamander from Mexico known for its smiling appearance, feathery gills, and remarkable ability to regenerate lost limbs and organs. So, that's why I said God can make some cool things, can't he? I was like, that's so cool. So she just loves those little things like that. So is that all of it that I got her? Nope, I don't like that part. Yeah, that was, well, that was not all that I got her, but that I got her from Temu. And then, the Dollar Tree had, these plushies. They were $5 each. One was, a unicorn. Another one was a panda bear. And I got her some fingernail polish and pens and pencils, different things and everything, because I knew the Temu stuff was coming. So they had the Cento pens and everything. So I got her those, at the Dollar Tree. Like 5 in a pack for $1.25. I'm like, yeah, that's a good price. I can deal with that, you know. So, and then, the VAT 19 mystery box. She got, the Stain soda, and then she has some more, putty. Uh, then she has stress ball, and see there was some couple pens in there. Then there's a little axolotl finger puppet, so that came in there. I gave her extra one of those, and then, the cotton candy was extra, and oh goodness, so she had a lollipop that looked like a dice. The one for her birthday had a lollipop with a scorpion in it. Yeah, they had those just like those chocolate ants and everything else like that you can eat. And she won. I was like, oh. So that was the biggest one, the surprise for her. She got the scorpion stuff. She has not ate one, but she ate that scorpion lollipop. And she kept asking me, do you want to lick? I'm like, I don't want to lick. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not eating that. So she kept trying to get me to lick the lollipop. Like, I don't think so. I said, I've been stung by one. I definitely don't want to be eaten by one. Yes, when we lived in Missouri, townhouse we were at, apparently the bush in front of ours had somehow or another, had a nest of scorpions in it. And I kept telling the owner, and they wouldn't do anything. And just, oh my goodness. So one night we're, sitting in the living room, and, my oldest son, he just went up, and Anastasia's dad. So this was back in 2011 and everything. And he was just sitting there playing the video game and everything. And okay, like I said, is there something wrong? And he just happened to have moved his foot at that right before that, and there was one crawling. So we killed it and everything. And then, July 4th, no, July 1st or 2nd, around there, somewhere between the 1st and 2nd. My daughter-in-law and her father had gotten there, and they got the first. So it had to be like the 3rd or the 4th or something or another. And I went back in to go get something. And I wasn't looking down to see where I was walking. It was my home. I ain't never, we saw that one. We didn't think of it anymore and everything. And then I had something. I felt something on my tongue, and I looked at it, and I screamed bloody murder. And they all come running, and I'm like, kill that thing, and saying call 911 because I didn't know if the scorpions in Missouri are poisonous or not and everything. So they went to the hospital, and of course, we had it in the bag. It was dead and everything. And the ER doctor goes, we've never had this happen before here. I'm like, you what? I said, I come here for help, and you don't know if it's poison. And then he goes, so we don't know if it's poisonous or not. I'm like, you better find out real quick because I'm not dying. I was so mad. So they did what, took a did test and everything. They said, no, it's not poison. So while we were at the hospital, Anastasia's dad and her mom, they were not dating right then, but they, took and caulked up all the holes and like around the electrical plugs and everything where there was holes or wherever else they could think they could find to sit there and, to keep them from coming in. And the people who owned it, I told them that either you come out and deal with this stuff out here in the front or, else. So they did have someone, exterminator, come out there and everything, but never saw one again. But I'm like, I've been stung by one. I definitely don't want to eat a scorpion. I said, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, I'm good to go. So, but thank y'all for being here. And I'm still on the road to the work on those 4,000 hours. And if not by Wednesday, we got something to look for at New Year's to do, a goal for New Year's. How about that? So we'll reach that first goal in 2026. That would be awesome. So thank y'all for being here. God bless. Stay safe. We love y'all. And tomorrow night is Legos and the soda. And so y'all get to see what my face is going to do. See. God bless. Stay safe. We love y'all. And we'll see you next time on Our Treasure Home.